Victory Day today, baby! Yeah! And that's what I'm talking about. That's talking about going to Montreal, and I'm talking about coming out with a victory. You know, yesterday my Vikings came out with a victory that I didn't think they would come out with on a letdown game, I thought. A couple weeks ago, Vikings beat San Francisco, and today, the Blue Bombers beat the Alouettes. Yeah! Anyway, this is Sportmentary. Joining me from Winnipeg is the Comish.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm a little more subdued about this victory than you, but, unlike, you didn't get to watch the game, I got to watch it. You're under the weather, I understand that.
I got to watch some of it at my lunch break, and that was all I needed. I had a feeling. And on that note, I'm going to ask you because, I'm going to ask you to post this for me on Wednesday or Thursday when you get a chance. Right? We got some technical difficulties. Won't be able to post it today on the blog. But if you can do that, that'd be great.
I can do that for you, sir.
I'm just, you know what? As I say, every victory, I've said this a lot the last few weeks, every victory to me is like winning the Grey Cup at this point because it's unexpected.
And this one was definitely unexpected.
This is unexpected. This was a great win all around. The kid came out, and the kid put up quite the game, and I'm going to say it now. The kid better get Player of the Week. I'm saying it now. The kid better get Player of the Week.
I never really thought about that. I guess he should. He had a really good game. I will say I got a couple complaints. His balls do seem to lack a little velocity, but he brings that intangible that I think we've been looking for in a quarterback that I think we would get from Buck Pierce if he could stay healthy. But Joey Elliott brings that intangible. He has that it factor, right? Balls were wobbly, but they were well placed. There was one play, I don't know if you saw it, led to a touchdown. Chad Simpson. It was a fake to Chad Simpson. Simpson picks up the blocker, and Elliott hit Rory Collard for his first CFL touchdown. It was a beautiful pass play, and you know that it was Elliott who made that call. He saw something in the defense and took advantage of it. And yeah, he showed promise, but again, it's one game. Let's see him do it for a couple games in a row. The next challenge will be Calgary. And the big if is if he gets the start. Because how do you go away from Buck Pierce, who is your quarterback for the year? He can't lose the job due to injury.
I disagree on a number of levels. One is, the guy is a warrior, but the guy is injury prone. All right, I'm going to state that. You got a kid who came off a great game. For the first time, I think that there's a possibility, given the chance, he could be the future, right? I don't know it, but you got to give him the chance. And concussion issues, you just don't play around with them. It's any player I say that. You don't play around. What's an extra week gonna be? Elliott sure showed that he could get in there and give us a chance to win. So, that's what I just say. Give it another week, but you know what? If Elliott starts the next game and he wins, and that's a big F, then you can't go away from him. I just think this might be his time.
Well, I think there's two schools of thought on it. Does Buck lose his job because he's was injured? I don't think he can. I think the etiquette dictates that he gets to play until he gets hurt. And yeah, Elliott had a good game, but fact is he beat a Montreal defense that's a shell of what it once was. What Jeff Reinbold has done to that defense is criminal. It could have to do with the age of some of the players, like your Shea Emery, just getting up there. in age, but it could also have to do with the system that he's put in place. I can't see Jeff Reinbold being back after Joey Elliott torched them, similar to how he torched Hamilton, which is also another bad defense. This is a stiff test because Calgary's defense, who they play next, has shown that it means business. So,
and they did take the number one team to the limit, losing by the same score that we won by. Calgary played a tough game against the Lions. So, they're a tough team. No doubt about it. They're a tough team. They're coming into our building, and anything can happen at what I call Winnipeg Stadium. So,
this is true. You know what? I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah.
Even though Calgary gave up 27 points to BC, they held Andrew Harris to 73 yards, and he's one of the top running backs in the league aside from their own John Cornish. It looked like it was a bit of a defensive struggle that game because Kevin Glenn's picked off twice. Travis Lulay, he had 268 yards in the air. Glenn had 242. So I don't know, that score, I didn't see much of the game, but that score kind of shows that.
Stats guy. What is the Calgary offensive line like?
In terms of how many sacks have they given up?
Yeah, are they porous? Is the quarterback scrambling a lot? I'm just curious.
Well, Kevin Glenn's not a scrambling quarterback.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So is he sacked?
Calgary's got a good offense. Well, their offensive line came under fire. Put it that way. At the beginning of the year, John Cornish called them out. Since then, he's done nothing but become the top rusher in the league. So I would say offensive line, pretty good.
The Bombers, I think, are ranked second in sacks. Are they not?
I think they're actually first after last game. But the big problem will be the sack leader, Alex Hall. He got hurt. And the guy who's fifth in sacks this year, Brian Turner, he also got hurt during the game today. So I don't know if either of them are going to be playing against Calgary.
Well, there goes my theory. But no, anyway, I think the Bombers' defense has improved. I don't think this could be a cakewalk by any means.
I thought today was going to be a cakewalk for Montreal, but you know what?
So did I. There's a couple games this season that it leaves you shaking your head, right? I look to one of the best games that this team played, even in a loss, against the Lions at home, and I couldn't believe how they played, right?
Yeah, that's true.
This is another game. Totally not expecting the club to win. Every reason why you think the season's lost and they've tanked it. And I guess, we talked a little bit before we came on, and I think your concern is you just don't know you don't want to jump on the bandwagon because is this a real team that's going to win or not? And you don't want to get too excited at the possibility of saying the word playoffs again, because the minute you think that, the minute the team will tank another game, and really they really should win out if they need to win out if they want to make the playoffs.
Wait a minute. Did you say what I think you just said?
Playoffs? Yes, I said it. Okay. I was looking at the standings like you were looking at statistics. And there's that crossover effect, right? Right? There's that crossover effect with the West, right?
You're whacked out on turkey stuffing or something.
I'm telling you that the team...
They're 3 games behind Edmonton.
3 games, right? And you say... But I said, there is a chance, right? There's a chance.
Well, there's also a chance for,
That's from another line, by the way, from Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, well, that's over my head.
So we have a chance?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
No, but I think this would be a better chance. I'm just saying you never know what happens, and look at the teams ahead of us. There's nothing out of the realm of possibility here. But I think that's the fear for us, is that we might, or I might get caught up too much in that. And then this is a letdown game again against a really good team. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough. I don't know what to say. This to me is a real tough game because I didn't expect them to beat Montreal. They beat Montreal.
Not good, like 1 out of 100. I'd say more like 1 out of 1 million. So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
Well, there you go.
That's what I'm telling you, baby.
Anyhow, I think we can't get ahead of ourselves. You're getting ahead of yourselves. I gotta say that the Bombers have yet to win back-to-back games I guess what this season's almost is more than halfway done, obviously. So they haven't won back-to-back games because they went 1-7 last year to end the season. They haven't won back-to-back games in like 20 games. Let's see what they can do. There's going to be a quarterback issue. Does Buck play? Does Joey play? If Joey plays, can he do what he did this week? Can the defense, come up big again? Don't underestimate the Stampede, or don't underestimate how those turnovers also killed Montreal today. 4 turnovers. Granted, I think the Bombers caused them all. So it wasn't like they were gimmies, but you know what? Again, I think we have to put this one in the books. We can't put too much weight behind it. We just got to hope it gives the Blues some confidence. And I think we should make our bold prediction for Saturday. I know it's a long time away because today's only Monday, but by the time this is posted, it'll be Wednesday or Thursday. So, what saith you, Nostradamus?
Oh God, far from it. Every time I make a prediction, it's wrong. This is what I see, and I see a Calgary team coming out blazing hot, 20-0 or something like that, going into halftime. And I see everybody thinking, oh great, here's another one, here's another blowout by the Stampeders. And I actually see the Bombers coming out in the third and fourth quarters and actually taking a lead, let's say something like 26-23, and giving the ball back to Calgary with one last drive, and Calgary burning us on a touchdown to win the game, something like 30-26. And a heartbreaker. And that's how I see it. I see a loss, but I sure say that the Bombers will give them a game.
You know what? I see it totally differently because I think regardless of who's going to play quarterback, I think Calgary's going to be too much. The Bombers look like if they're not going to have Alex Hall or Bryant Turner, that's going to be tough for that defense to stop the likes of John Cornish and Kevin Glenn. It's going to be a tough day at the park. It's going to be a nice day. I checked the weather. They're calling for a high of about 10, so it shouldn't be a factor. I'm going to say Calgary 33, the Bombers 14.
Well,
and I just haven't seen the Bombers show consistency. There's no reason to believe they can put 2 good games together. Granted, this time, after one of their better games of the season, Joe Mack hasn't gone and fired anybody, so maybe there is some hope. And if my good friend, or my email buddy, as I'll call him, Herb Zurkowski, only wrote for the Calgary Herald this week and gave the Bombers some Twitter.
Well, I got a little message for my Montreal buddies, right? The likes of him. First of all, he was invited by you to come on and refused. That's his prerogative. Good for him.
That's true, but in fairness, he did reply to my email, and he did tell the good people of Winnipeg that he was joking and to get a life if they're too worked up about his tweet.
Sure. Okay, so let's see if this joke tickles some feathers. Winnipeg is 2-0 against Montreal this week. Our economy's kicking their you-know-whats, and we kicked their you-know-whats and took a victory in football. So that's 2-0. All right? And the only thing that people there go and watch isn't even available this winter to them. Ah! There you go.
Yeah, but they're going to make the playoffs. We won't. So
let's go
for other things.
Take the playoffs. They can have the playoffs. You insult Winnipeg and Winnipeggers, and I say this to you. You only could dream of having jobs like they have in Winnipeg. You can only dream of the economy. Take your Alouette or whatever you want to call it, because our city and our economy is kicking yours. Right on. That's what I say. You want to insult us? You want to insult us? Right on.
See, this is exactly
what... Joke! Ha ha! I'm joking. You got a sucky economy. Ha ha!
All right, let's we're hoping one day that he'll join us. He's a great writer. He's a good CFL mind, and he was simply stating a fact. There was a better chance of a shutout than not. Joey Elliott hadn't thrown a touchdown pass in, I think it was 6 games or something like that. The Bombers, there was no reason to believe Montreal would take the Bombers as lightly as they did, or come out as flat as they did. But by no means would I write off the Alouettes.
I want to say that to all my Montreal fans there. Don't take me seriously. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding about your economy. Lighten up a little bit. Don't take me too seriously. I'm just kidding around. We're all friends. We can just joke, can't we?
All right, Sportmentary. I think the stuffing's gone to your head. I gotta go rest. Go watch some of this Monday night game. See if the Houston Texans can blow out Mark Sanchez and the New York Jets. Maybe even see some Tim Tebow action.
Oh, have fun. Have fun. We'll see what happens with that, right? That's a circus. That's a complete circus in that part of the world. Wildcat here, Wildcat there. Some of the time, not really any of the time. Total confusion.
Yeah, and Joe Mack isn't even the GM there. How do you like that?
Yeah, but they got the circus ringleader as coach of their team. The best thing would be is if somebody like Terrell Owens would kind of join the team.
Yeah, that would be a great addition.
That would be clown act number 1. Isn't it? Like, who else is available? Isn't Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco guy available?
Yeah, they could use some help at receiver. They aren't giving Mark Sanchez much help there. But you know what?
Burris is available too.
This podcast was about the Bombers' victory. Let's hope they can make it 2 in a row. Let's hope you'll find some way to trash talk Alberta, even though their economy is always doing gangbusters compared to ours.
Well, we're not too shabby in these parts. I'm telling you, it's Saskatchewan and Manitoba, baby. I tell you.
Oh, I don't like to get political. I like to keep it to the football.
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to say. We can get personal, and I'm just joking around.
All right. So we both predicted a Bomber loss. Heartbreak is what you say. I say no heartbreak, just a blowout and more fodder for us to discuss.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that we come back and discuss like another victory. That's all, I'm just hoping. We can hope, right?
We can hope. I'd like that too.
On that note, let's sign off and we'll talk later in the week.
Take care.
Take care, dude.